Her love faded gradually, not in a dramatic, movie-style farewell with a slammed door or angry words. No, it was a slow, creeping loss, a steady erosion that I didn't notice until it had already happened. It started subtly. First, her text stopped arriving. Her "I love you" came with a hesitation, as though she had to convince herself. Her eyes, once bright and alive when they met mine, grew dim. That spark that had once lit up her face slowly faded. I convinced myself it was nothing. She must be tired, I thought. Work had been hard, right? We're fine. But love doesn't make you question its existence. It's steady, unwavering. Yet she was slipping away. I once asked her, "Are we okay?" She gave me a nod, a quick smile, and said, "Of course." But her voice trembled, and in that moment, I felt the truth settle in my chest. I knew what was happening, but I stayed. I loved her fiercely, convinced that if I tried harder, I could win her back. I brought her flowers on random days, slipped notes into her bag, planned evenings she barely acknowledged, her attention fixed on her phone. I was fighting for something she had already let go. The truth is, you can't hold on to someone who is already slipping away. Some days, she was the woman I had fallen for, laughing and warm, giving me just enough hope to keep going. Other days, she was a stranger, physically present, but emotionally distant. It wasn't just heartbreak. It was a slow, constant ache. Each moment felt like a deeper cut. I lost myself in trying to keep her. My laughter faded. My joy dulled. And eventually, I didn't even recognize who I had become. One morning, as we sat over coffee, I looked at her, her hair messy, eyes half closed, and realized she wasn't the person I had known. Worse still, I wasn't that person either. So I left. No argument, no pleading. I gathered the remnants of my heart and walked away. Not because I didn't love her anymore, but because I needed to rediscover who I was. The silence afterward was thick and heavy. I checked my phone, hoping for a message, a call, some sign that she cared I was gone. Nothing. Days passed, and the loneliness stung, but gradually, it shifted. It turned into something else, peace. I found myself again. I picked up hobbies I had long forgotten, laughed with new friends, and began to feel alive once more. I wasn't waiting anymore. I was living. Then, one stormy night, with rain pelting the windows, there came a knock. I opened the door to find her, drenched, her eyes red, mascara running down her face. She looked at me as though I were her last hope. No greeting, no small talk, just a soft, "I messed up." She stood there trembling, saying she missed me, that she had realized too late what we had, that I was her home, and she had been foolish to let go. She begged, "Can we start over? Can we write a new chapter?" Part of me had longed for this, had imagined this moment during countless sleepless nights. But another part of me had moved on. That hope had been buried. As I stood there, rain pouring around us, I saw it clearly. Love shouldn't have to break you to prove its worth. True love doesn't walk away and expect an open door to welcome it back. I still cared for her. Perhaps I always would. But I care more for myself now. I looked into her eyes and said, "I hope you find what you're looking for. I hope you heal, but we're not who we were." She sobbed, promised she would wait, swore she would prove herself. Maybe she meant it. But love isn't always about second chances. Sometimes, it's about knowing when the story is over. I closed the door gently. No anger, just a sense of calm. She lingered for a moment, perhaps hoping I'd change my mind, but I didn't. Healing isn't about who comes back. It's about who you become after they're gone. I had become someone who didn't beg for love, someone who didn't need an old story to make room for a new one. That night, in the relentless rain, I realized the greatest story I'd ever write would be the one where I chose myself.